Recording has begun.
Recording has begun. My name is Shazad Hussain and I live at 20 Primary Way. And today it's been a day number 173 that my brother's been kidnapped from my care and is being held hostage by the local authority, Bradford Council, in collaboration with his partners and associates, namely West Yorkshire Police and the Courts and Tribunal Services and the judges and the judiciary. So let's begin. So what day is it today? Today is Sunday the 28th of January 2024, and my brother was kidnapped on the 8th of August 2023. This is the second time he's been kidnapped from my care. And the initial time he was kidnapped from my care was on the 3rd of August 2018, where he was released back to my care on the 14th of December 2018. So here we are, second time kidnapping. This is much longer, and they're holding him hostage somewhere in a detention centre of their choosing, namely a care home of their choosing, in direct violation of his fundamental human rights, in direct violations of my rights. They're basically commissioning the services of various organisations and associates, and making me sound like some sort of conspiracy theorist nut, when the reality is that this is not a conspiracy theory, this is a conspiracy reality. This is what's really happening to me and my brother, and this is what's happened to us on several previous occasions. This is what's happened to me in the past, resulting in my mother being murdered by the local authority in collaboration with various authorities, particularly High Court judges, and where previously there was a joint enterprise to murder my older brother in 2014. I keep on saying these things, and everybody is going to be probably dismissing me as some sort of mentally deranged nut job who keeps on coming up with these unfounded theories. Well, the reality is that they're not unfounded. They're based in reality. They're based in the reality that I'm facing. There is no other explanation for it, and this is all driven by a deficit in the deficit in social care. I mean, me and my family are the victims of social care, the crisis in social care. I mean, you hear about the crisis in social care all the time, but then you don't see the people that are victims to the social care crisis, namely myself and my family members, particularly my brother now. So this is you see there's a crisis going on, but there's no other victims to this, and I'm trying to explain to yourselves that I'm the victim of this social care crisis that's ongoing now for several decades now, all to my detriment and all to my family's detriment, and to the clear advantage and financial gain of the local authority, Bradford Council. So this is the situation we're facing at this moment in time. It's 173 days that this has now occurred. 773 days, and I have no idea where my brother is, and I don't even know if he's alive or if he's been killed off. I have no idea. I mean, it's all unlawful, it's all discriminatory, it's all abuse of power procedure process. They've got the judges involved, they've got everybody involved. It's just basically the same scenario we're facing over and over again. Years gone by, decades gone by, all being perpetrated by the villainous local authority who are claiming to be the city of culture, when the reality is that they're nothing more than the city of vultures that are continuously haunting us, harming us, causing us alarm and distress, causing us fear and anxiety, whilst at the same time making financial gain and profiteering from our misery. So the same old stuff. Next week, from tomorrow it's going to get really heated up, because this is a prelude to the following week, which is on the 4th of February. I'm going to be answering my bail conditions on the 7th of February. It's going to be a case where on the 7th of February, it's going to be where I'm going to be lynched in court by the judge that they bought off. And this is not the first judge that they bought off. They keep on buying off many judges. It's all for endemic and systemic fraud and corruption at the highest institutions in the land, yet everybody's willing to just disregard and ignore us. Well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to sit here making my videos and publicizing them. Maybe nobody wants to listen to them today, maybe nobody wants to listen to them tomorrow, but over time they're there. It's a record of what's happening to me. I'm being tortured by the local authorities, psychologically tortured, because I have no idea where my brother is. I'm the greatest stakeholder in his welfare and well-being. The local authority have been working closely with me for many years previously, and now that I look to whistleblow on their failures, they all joined ranks, and are targeting and victimizing me, and that's the reality of the situation. How else do you want me to say it? I'm going to say the same thing over and over again 1,000 times until everybody can hear me, because it seems that everybody seems to be suffering from willful ignorance and neglect on the situation, and leaving me in this situation where I'm struggling because of the fact that I'm being subjected to fraud and corruption at the hands of the state institutions that are there to protect and safeguard our best interests, when the reality is that they're only safeguarding their own best interests and fobbing everybody off with lies and deception. So yeah, here we are, 28th of January, a new year's coming to the start of the new year's coming to an end. February is going to be the second month, so it's 28th today. I'm in court. I'm answering my police bail on the 4th of February, where they're either going to have to charge me or release me. And on the 7th is when they're going to effectively get their orders to kick me out of the house or to make me homeless once again, whilst at the same time having worked closely with the other authorities to have my brother kidnapped from my care. It's just horrendous, the situation that they got me facing, all colluding and conspiring, all working collectively in order to achieve their own narrative and to put me into a situation of perpetual servitude and bondage like this, but more importantly torturing my brother in their care and custody. They have no legal right to hold him for one day, and yet they've been holding him now for 173 days with no end in sight. They've come into the house, they've taken up his passport. Who does that? Why would they come into to take his passport on false allegations? Basically, it's not even a police investigation. It just seems that way on paper. There's always a distinction between what's happening on paper and what the reality is. What's the label on the can and what's the contents of the can. Complete different things, alright? They're meant to be the same thing. If you get a can of baked beans, there's supposed to be baked beans inside. The reality is that it's a can. The label says it's baked beans. Inside is dog food. Alright, there's a disparity, and they're saying, no, well, because the label says it must be true. It's not. It's dog food. I know what dog food is. It's not baked beans, definitely. So similarly, this is what's happening there. They are putting us into a situation where there's this disconnect between rhetoric and reality, where the rhetoric are their lies and deceptions that they're peddling out to the world, when the reality is what our lived experiences and human suffering. So this is what's happening here, and like I said, I don't want to make it too long today. Once again, trying to keep these kind of short now, because there's nothing really happening this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. For these next 5 days are going to be instrumental to see what happens next, because obviously they're plotting and planning. Things are heating up now. It's getting to be the end of their liberties. Effectively, they've got liberties. They've had 6 months of liberties in order to do as they please. Next week, so we've got 7 days. In the next 7 days, I'm going to find out if I'm going to be charged with neglecting my brother, whom I've not been neglecting. They have been deliberately persecuting and hounding us, and also next week I'm going to find out if I'm going to be kicked out of the house. So we'll leave it there. I'm still surviving. I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm still fighting strong and being resourceful and tenacious as ever, and we'll see what happens. Allah Hafiz.